Hello my dear students, welcome to Fluid Mechanics lecture series. Today we are going to start fluid property. Before going to fluid property, let us see what is property. Any characteristics of the system that is called property. Properties are considered to be of intensive and extensive. Now let us go to intensive property. Intensive property means the property which are independent of mass. For example, pressure, temperature, density. So when you are coming to density, the definition is mass by volume. However, when the mass increases, the corresponding change that is coming to the volume. So that means density that is also independent of mass and it is also coming under this intensive property. Normally, the intensive properties are expressed by lowercase letters except pressure and temperature. Now let us see what is this extensive property. Extensive property means its value depends upon the size or extent of the system, and its examples are total mass, total volume, etc. In extensive properties are represented by uppercase letters. Exceptional case is mass. Any state of the system that is represented by the property. So the fluid properties are defined as density, specific weight, specific gravity, specific volume, vapor pressure, viscosity, capillarity, surface tension, and compressibility. All these properties are not needed to define the state of the system, and all these properties are not independent. For example, density, specific weight, specific gravity, and specific volume, all these properties are connected in one way or other. Extensive property per unit mass, that is called specific property. For example, specific volume. Specific volume means volume per unit mass. Its unit is meter cube per kg. Now, the major properties we are considering is density, specific weight, specific gravity, viscosity, specific volume, and vapor. Density means it is equal to mass by volume. So density of the fluid mainly depends upon the pressure and temperature. But you know that atomic structure of gases and liquids are different. So in the case of gases, if you are applying the pressure, what happens is molecules are coming closer and density is getting increased. Whereas if you are increasing the temperature, what happens is the gas becomes lighter or density is getting reduced. So in the case of gases, density is directly proportional to pressure, whereas it is inversely proportional to temperature. Now coming to the liquid. In the case of liquid, what happened? Variation in density by pressure is very less. For example, if you are considering water at a 20 degree, and if you are increasing the pressure 1 atmosphere to 100 atmosphere, then the density is increased from 998 kg per meter cube to 1003 kg per meter cube. That means increase in density is approximately 0.5%. But if you are keeping the pressure constant and if you are increasing the temperature from 20 degree to 75 degree, and then in that case that you can see a significant reduction in density. That is, density is getting reduced from 998 kilogram per meter cube to 975 kilogram per meter cube. So which shows that the increase in pressure does not make much variation on the net density of the liquid, whereas increase in temperature will produce a drastic reduction in the density of the liquid. Another term which we are connected with the density is specific weight. Specific weight that will be obtained by multiplying the density by acceleration due to gravity, or specific weight is represented by gamma, and gamma equal to rho into g. Rho is the density. So in the case of water, rho equal to 1000 and g equal to 9.81. So specific weight of water equal to 9810 Newton per meter. This density and specific weight have much role in our engineering applications, and whenever we want to convert the unit from mass unit to force unit, we can utilize that. For example, if you want to present the mass, then what we can do is we can multiply the volume with density, will give you the mass unit, that is in terms of kg. Whereas if you are multiplying the volume with a specific weight, then it will give you the weight in terms of Newton. So if you want to convert the kilogram to Newton, then you can utilize this relationship between the density and specific weight. So that is very much used when we are doing the problems. The next we are going to discuss is the specific gravity. Specific gravity is also called the relative density. It is called the ratio of the density of the substance to the density of the water. So water is considered the standard substance. So water is having this maximum density at 4 degree. So if you want to calculate the relative density of any substance, what we can do is we can divide the density of that particular substance to the density of the standard fluid, that is the water. So similarly, we can calculate the specific gravity by taking the ratio specific weight of the substance to the specific weight of the water. By using this relationship, we can calculate as density of any substance or any liquid equal to specific gravity multiplied with the density of the water, or the specific weight of any liquid equal to the specific gravity multiplied with the specific weight of the water. So this relationship we can utilize. Now let us come to specific volume. Specific volume, that is equal to volume per unit mass, or that is equal to 1 by rho. In general, specific volume is not used for liquids, but it is used for gases. So let us study the relationship among this density, specific weight, specific gravity and specific volume using a problem. That is, it is given as volume equal to 12 meter cube and mass is given as 3 kg. So density you can calculate as mass by volume, that is 0.25 kilogram per meter cube. Specific weight equal to rho g. So density multiplied with the acceleration due to gravity will give you the specific weight. Specific gravity equal to density divided by density of the standard fluid. Specific gravity or relative density is dimensionless, so it is 0.00025. Then specific volume is 1 by rho, that is equal to 4 meter cube per kg. So you can use this relationship, and this has to be continued to use whenever you are working with the problem. Now coming to the gases, so we can discuss about the density of ideal gas and equation of the state. Any equation which connect the pressure, temperature and density of the substance is called equation of the state, and the gas which obey this equation is called ideal gas. So actually ideal gas concept is the hypothetical concept. However, for the real gas also we can use this concept. For low density cases, the real gas that is also behave like an ideal gas. Now this equation, that is equation which relate pressure, temperature and density of the substance, that is called PV equal to RT, where P means the pressure in the absolute unit, or it is called absolute pressure, and V, that is the specific volume, then R is the gas constant and T is the absolute temperature. Now V equal to 1 by rho, if you are substituting, then it becomes P equal to rho R. So this P equal to rho RT, that is the equation called equation of the state, and in the case of gases we can use this equation to calculate the fluid property, that is the density. However, this concept we cannot use directly in the case of steams, that is used in the steam power plants and refrigerator gases, etc., because they are in the state of saturation. But for all real gases in low density stage, we can utilize this equation. This P means absolute pressure and T, that is absolute temperature, or we can call as thermodynamic temperature. So if the temperature is given in degree centigrade, we can convert that into degree Kelvin. As far as R is concerned, R is a gas constant and it is different for different gases. So this R can be calculated as RU by M, where RU is the universal gas constant and M is molar mass or molecular weight. For an ideal gas of constant volume V and mass M, number of moles calculated by M by M, that is number of moles N equal to M by M. Now in this case, specific volume we can calculate it as this V by M. Now if you are substituting this into this equation, it will be, so this is the equation, and if you are converting this, what happened is P V by M equal to RT. So if you are simplifying, our expression is PV equal to MRT, and if you are substituting this R by means of RU by M, then it is M into RU by M into T, or in other words M by M is N. So this equation is PV equal to N into R into T, where P is the absolute pressure, V is volume, then N means it is the number of moles, RU is the universal gas constant and T is absolute temperature. So we can utilize this equation. For fixed mass ideal gas, the two different states can be written as P1 by V1 T1 equal to P2 V2 by T. That means if you know the conditions at one state, then we are able to get the condition at the other state. So this equation we can utilize for the real gas also, provided that we have to make sure that it is at low density. So if we can utilize this equation for the oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, etc., provided at low pressure and at higher temperature. So in that cases, we have to make sure that the gas is at low density. Now this can be explained with an example. We can consider the density of air in a room by using this equation of state. So room size is given here and pressure is given and R is given directly as R for air is given, and temperature is given in degree centigrade, so we can convert that into degree Kelvin. So we can utilize this equation. Pressure is given, R is given, T is given. So you can calculate rho as rho equal to 1.17 kilogram per meter cube. Next part is specific gravity. What is specific gravity? Density of the substance to the density of the water. So density of the substance we calculate, or density of air we calculated. We know the density of the water is 1000 kg per meter cube. So this rho divided by density of water, that will give you the specific gravity. Next is mass of the air. Mass of the air equal to, we can calculate by volume multiplied with the density. So density we calculated, or volume of the air equal to volume of the room. So we can calculate the volume here. So this volume, because length, breadth and height is given, so volume you can calculate, volume multiplied with the density will give you the mass. In this class we have discussed fluid properties and how we can relate the ideal gas property to that of the real gas. So other properties we will be discussing in the incoming series. For the time being, it is enough. Thank you. Awaiting your comment.